Hello, all my Taurians. Welcome to your January 2022 monthly reading, and I cannot believe it is 2022 already. This is coming out a couple weeks, of course, before January. I want to give you a heads up, too. I'm going to be working on a kind of a 2022 annual reading for each of the zodiac signs. It's going to be like a pick card, and it's going to be asking, what is like entering my life, what is leaving my life, what is ending, what is beginning during 2022, what the Creator wants you to know. So keep a lookout for that as well. But this reading, we're going to be focusing on the root chakra. Spirit wants to have each of my monthly readings are going to go through, starting off with the first 7 most popular chakras, then we'll move on to others. But so January is going to be the root chakra, which is why you see so much red on here, because that is our root chakra. So we're going to zero in on that, and the root chakra is like where we face our fears, where we deal with like how we relate to the world, like groups and things like that. But I really felt the question we want to ask for this reading is, how can we feel more secure? How can we feel more safe? Because that's, we face our fears in our root chakras, where we start to look at all that. And so because of that, perfect for this. We're going to start off the first card as I'm going to pull a card here from this deck that I'm working on with the Creator. It's an oracle deck. It has 7 stacks, one for each of the chakras. And this one is about what emotional heat am I feeling, what emotional fire is going on. So that will help us identify what we're feeling unsafe about or insecure about. So that's where we're going to start. And then we'll go into looking into some tarot cards. And what I do, or I've been doing for quite a while with my monthly readings, is I take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana, which we have here, from the minor arcana, which I have over here. And the major arcana will be also a card like here that'll identify the overall energy for the month, and then we'll get into those. And this time I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot. So, but we'll start off here asking the Creator, what would you like us to know? How can we feel more safe? How can we feel more secure in the month of January? So what would you like our Taurians to know? Okay, it'll be that one right there. And you have Betrayal. So being stabbed in the back, being let down, all those expectations, and you can see that offering your heart, being stabbed in the back. And then here is this beautiful, this is what the Creator gives us, or Spirit gives us, about how we can transform this emotion into, instead of one of fear and rooted in fear, to be one of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. And it has the mirror. And what that means is that all this betrayal, these feelings that we're feeling, the feelings that are making us feel unsafe or insecure, are because of betrayals that we've had, things or situations or people that have let us down, things that we expected, and then that they didn't meet up to those expectations. And I always say expectations equal disappointment. And that's what happens, because when we have a should, a supposed to, need to, a have to, that doesn't necessarily mean the other people or our path is supposed to unfold that way, right? But this mirror is beautiful, because what the mirror does is it allows us to take a deep breath and take a step back and realize that all of our feelings are happening inside here. Our feelings don't happen out there. They're not like laying on the ground where people step on it and go, oh, I feel your feeling. You feel all your feelings inside you. And so your triggers and all your stories and your emotional beliefs and everything are in here. And it's interesting because this kind of reminds me of the Ace of Swords. So this thing that's stabbing us in the back, also it's like a double-edged sword. The Ace of Swords allows us to see capital T truths, see those truths that are higher than those of this world of the opinions and all that stuff going on, right? It allows us also to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve us. But the mirror that happens is those interactions with people that, life brings this mirror in front of us. And I always look at it because I am a thorough member of this class of feeling betrayed in my life. And, I had like 5 relationships that lasted for anywhere from a year to 3 years. And within each one of them, I had a story that they had betrayed me in some way or another. And it eventually, in hindsight, which is beautiful when you're able to look back and see that each one of those individuals was my teacher, continually pointing me back to me to see what I wanted to see about myself. And it's interesting, I'll just share real quick, because I think it was The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra. I was reading in there and it asked you, what are you looking for in a mate? And I'm like, well, I want someone who, respects me, that doesn't disrespect me because, either they disrespected me by cheating on me or how they treated me, or I felt I was used for my money or whatever it might have been. And, it was all this, like I said, feeling that way. And then I read the next sentence after that, after they lure you in. So just warn, if you ever read that book, you get to that part, just know they say, well, you need to find that within yourself. And I'm like, what do you mean? I respect myself, and blah, 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 blah. And the book went flying across the room. And I was like, oh, you know what? Then when I calmed down, I started to see how I would disrespect myself, that I always gave up everything I wanted for all those relationships because I thought that's what they wanted. I gave up everything I wanted and did everything I thought they wanted. And so I was betraying myself. And so that mirror of feeling betrayed by others was showing me, how am I betraying myself? And it's funny because I'll tell my friends who are single and dating and stuff, I go, why are you cheating on yourself? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're trying to find your happiness out there before you found it in here. So you are cheating on yourself. You're betraying yourself. And I love that message coming in here for us. And then I'm going to pull from this major arcana, and we're just going to ask the Creator the same thing, just for more clarification on what we can do to feel more safe, to feel more secure. And so, like I was talking with this, it's understanding that what's happening is happening for you. It's a mirror to show you the things that you want to see until you see them. And so we can, transform how we're seeing the things that are happening in our life just in a whole different way. So, right, for our Aries, what else do you want them to know? On our Aries, our Taurians. What do you want our beautiful Taurians to know about what will make them feel safe? Yeah, judgment. And this is XX, double endings, double beginnings, which is great because the judgment, it shows you all your judgments come from this human shadow side of ourselves, because our shadow side came here to experience what it might feel like to feel small and limited and powerless, because we are these mighty beings on the other side of unconditional love. We are eternal, powerful, supernatural spirit beings made of unconditional love. That's who we are. But to understand who we are, we came here to experience who we're not, so that we get that contrast, we could see things more clearly. And so this is this discovery of who you really are, your power, your higher self, and this connection to the spiritual realm. And what I was going to say just totally went flying by. Shadow, your shadow, you came here to experience. Oh, yes. So it's like you breathe air all the time, and so you don't realize that there's air around you and that you're breathing air. You just do it, and if you go throughout life not experiencing non-air, you wouldn't really appreciate air or understand air. But when you're 6 feet underwater looking up at air, suddenly you're like, oh, there's no air down here for me to breathe. That is air up there. This is non-air down here. I understand it. I appreciate it. And quickly moving back toward it. And so that's like what you're realizing here, and you're seeing this side. You're understanding that these shadow experiences are happening for you, and because through it, you're realizing who you really are. So I'm loving this for you. And then we go into the four minor arcana in this deck. And each one of those is going to represent a different part of your life, a different part of your adventure during January. And so we'll get more information on this too. The first one is Wands, and Wands is our fire energy. It is like our spark, our drive, our ambition, our aha inspiration, but it's also our spiritual energy. So for this reading, this is going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during the month of January. So for our Taurians, what do you want them to know about their spiritual energy? Okay, I said, yep, you get both of those. So you've got the 10 of Wands. So this is taking on too many people's energy. You're feeling burdened. You're feeling exhausted. You're just feeling overwhelmed, having taken on that emotional energy, the spiritual energy of others. But the great news is that it being a 10, like these, it's ending a new beginning. You are done, you're ready to move on and release that energy, because you are, I always say it's like you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. You're ready to put your energy into something else. Yeah, because here's the 9 of Wands. This is perseverance. You're ready to step up into the next level. And I love that the moon's up here, and it's like taking you in this path to an enlightened place. So you're ready to really move to the next stage of your life. You're ready to move to that next spot in your life with all this energy, which makes sense with when you take off this, story of this sword in your back, then and you connect to your higher self, you just have this beautiful energy, this beautiful empowerment that happens. We're also going to pull a card here. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and this is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, which is like like an oracle deck. So we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during January by pulling one here. But that is a good, 9 and 10, you're at the very end, you're persevering and you're ready to let it go, and you're taking that next step. And what a way to start the year, right? Freeing up your energy. So what else? What else do you want our Taurians to know about their spiritual adventure? Okay, I feel like it's this one right here. And you have the Fish and another moon. So I love this. Really feel like this is about deep diving, getting in tune with your inner self there. And we're gonna read from the book here and see what message comes for this fish here. It's restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current. So the fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. So spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. Because when you're in balance with this energy, you're adaptable and you travel well. But when you're out of balance with this energy, you're distracted and you change your mind often. So to bring this energy into balance, it says set a small goal and accomplish it. So I love that, because when you're talking about this transformation of your energy, you're ready to let this old energy go, where you're investing in a new area of your life. So this will be about, once you determine what that new aha inspiration is, where this ending and new beginnings happening, that new beginning, this is all about sit with the moon, the new moon, especially the new moon, because this is going to bring you that newness, because that's endings and new beginnings, right? Ending of the full moon cycle, beginning of the next cycle. really sit under that new moon in January. And start planning, to come up to that. But what's one small thing you can do? It's like you're making your plans, but just focus on what's the first step and do that first step. So I love that. It's all about this new beginning for you. Then we move into the Pentacles, which is the earth energy, the earth element, which is what you are, Taurians. And this, because this is like the outside world, it's all the people and situations, everything going out here on stage. It's not, this is within you. Your mind is within you, and your emotions is what we're going to look at next. This is all about the physical world, including your physical body. So it's like what the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during the month of January. So Creator, what do you want our Taurians to know about that physical journey, the physical adventure? Okay. Yep, they want 2 here too. So boom, boom, boom. Wow. So you have the 10 of Wands, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So endings and new beginnings happen in the outside world too, which makes you feel this fulfillment, which makes you feel this beautiful pizzazz. And I love that it starts in the middle with the root chakra, the red color there. So that's perfect there. Yep, and you have the 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles is, for me, it's about creating something new, but making sure you stay your authentic self while you're doing it. Because in one of the decks that I love, they have someone that's creating something beautiful, and they have someone standing behind them and someone standing in front of them. And the person behind them is the person that's betraying them and stabbing in the back, trying to bust their bubble and go, oh, you can't do that. That's not going to work out, blah, 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 blah. And those naysayers, right? And we know, that's the old story, right? Oh, yeah, the naysayers, we know, don't listen to them. They're just jealous or fearing or doing something, so we don't need to pay attention to them. But it's the person in front that is the supporting side that can steer you off course of being your authentic self more than the naysayers, because you already have those defenses up against those naysayers. But if someone's going, wow, I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing, you have such talent, I'm excited to see what you do with that, da 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 da, that would be great if it was left there. But what if they go, but have you ever thought of doing it this way? And because our ego, because our heart wants that support, we don't want them to join the camp of the naysayers and the dream busters, right? So we're like, oh, so maybe we will alter how we are doing something because we fear losing their support. Now that's different from listening to people and they say something and you're like, oh, you know what, that resonates with me and I think I'm going to do that. That's pretty cool. It has to do with your intention behind it. If one is just you're open-minded and you're like, hey, I'm open to ideas, I'll see if they resonate with me, versus, oh, I think I probably should do that because I don't want to make them angry. I don't want to lose their support. So you see the difference there? So I love that. Be authentic. But again, a 10 with a new beginning, a 10 with a new beginning. So it makes sense, right? Spiritual drive, new ambition brings endings and new beginnings. You do it during January. Maybe that's what one of these first steps is moving something out of your life to make room for the new thing that you want to do. We're also going to pull a card here from the Sacred Forest Oracle. Let's see what else the Creator wants you to know. A physical adventure for January. All right, Creator, what else? What do you want Taurians to know about their physical adventure? Okay, I feel like it's this one right here. And you've got the Bluebird Spirit. Happiness. Yay! That's good news. So you have the Bluebird of Happiness visiting you in your physical world. So that makes sense. This 10 of Pentacles is very much about just feeling woohoo, this abundant feeling in your life. So definitely that can aid to happiness. And this says you follow the sweet songs of birds into the forest, and as you find the source of the sound you see in the tree above, a flock of bluebirds. The bright color of their wings shimmers in the sunlight. Their song envelops you in a soft embrace of bliss. This card is a harbinger of delights. Celebrate and have fun. Embrace life, yourself, and others. Say yes today. Soar to the clouds and let your doubts dissolve. All is well. It's simple. Your purpose in life is to experience happiness. That's all that's required of you as a soul. You do not need to be unhappy to please another. I love that. Whatever your circumstances, there's always something that can bring you delight, and what you put your attention on will grow. When you focus on the areas of your life that bring you happiness, these areas will prosper. One of the fastest paths to true pleasure is through sharing and giving, so give of your heart and share your love. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and can help heal the world. Dance and sing with abandon. Joy is your spiritual birthright, right? This is who you are. Affirm happiness and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. And the spirit of the bluebird says, all is well. Say yes to life and let your doubts dissolve. Don't wait until the future. Live life fully now. You do not need to struggle or suffer to grow. You can grow leaps and bounds amid joy. So definitely a beautiful message. Be happy. You can choose to be happy. And it's beautiful because this connection to this unconditional love energy of who you are, this joy, happiness is your natural state of being. So connecting to that within this makes total sense too. You have your two X's, you have the two X's, so it's perfect. And then we move into the sword suit, which is the air element, which represents your mind. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And for this reading, it'll be what the creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of January. Creator, so for Taurians, what do you want them to know about their mental? Whoa, okay. Shazam. And you have the Five of Swords. And the fives are beautiful because it is about transformation and seeing things from a different perspective. You do have this Ace of Swords in the middle, which, I was talking about in the beginning here. This is the old way of thinking, transforms into a new way of thinking. And you can see how these were separating, separated, and these are combined here. And so this is, and actually if you look at it, it can be another 10, right? All these X's coming in here. But so this is this transformation on how you see something. A lot of times you'll see in this tarot card and other decks that there's some swords laying down and someone's walking away. Because you may have won the battle, but you lost the war. This belief you held on so tightly ended up hurting you or the other, and someone's walking away from this, relationship, from this situation. And so this is all about this transformation of this belief on how you see things. And so this transformation, like we were talking about in the beginning here, where, you feel unsafe or you feel insecure in an area, once you connect to your higher self and you start to see the higher truths behind things. Like one of the big things in my life, I talked about the mirror and seeing those things. The other thing was that when it comes to our thoughts and our beliefs, we see the world as we are on the inside. And no matter what we try to do, if we try to change the world from the outside in, you have like 0% success of that, unless that person was wanting to change that anyway. Then it's just coincidence. But if you're wanting to change somebody and they don't want to change, it ain't going to happen. They might pretend they're changing on the outside, but it doesn't last long because it was all an act just to get you off their back for a while. So this is about this beautiful transformation of how you perceive things, how you saw things before, and how you see them now. And so this belief is changing here. And so I really like that that's reiterated here with this, the swords here. We're also, because this is about the mind, we're going to pull a card here from this numerology guidance cards to see what else the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure. Creator, what else do you want them to know? Okay, so right here. And perseverance. So that would be, this card here is all about perseverance as well. Card number 4. That color green. And let's see here. Yep, a time to keep moving forward as you strive to achieve your hopes and your dreams, because despite your current challenges, success is well within your reach. You're never given more than you can handle, and you have the strength and the ability to make it through. So face your challenges head on with determination, courage, and faith. With perseverance and persistence, you can make your dreams come true. So by drawing this card, you're being encouraged to cultivate mental resilience and stability, since a calm and stable mind creates a calm and stable life, like I was talking about. When you have that on the inside, then your life reflects it on the outside. Make yourself aware of the negative thoughts and beliefs that are currently influencing you, and muster up the strength to develop a positive state of mind. Call on heavenly assistance when you need it, and have faith in your ability to create an exceptional life. And the affirmation for this card is, with perseverance and persistence, I create an exceptional life. So yeah, definitely I like that about, it's funny that it came upon this under the mind about the mental resilience, the mental clarity, and the change of that for you. Which brings us to the cup suit, which is, of course, the water and represents your emotions. So this will be your emotional adventure during the month of January. But I do love how it talked about connecting to the upper worlds, and you have the moon. The moon represents like the unknown, connecting to that spiritual side of us, to the heavenly connections. And especially with your judgment card here, this is all about connecting to your higher self, getting to know who you really are. And in doing so, it opens up your communication to the entire posse of support you have on the other side, which are these beautiful beings of unconditional love and light, whether it's your guardian angel and other angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who you lived with here in this life and they're on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, whatever you believe are those beings of unconditional love and light. They're there waiting to talk to you. You just have to raise your vibration to one that is of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, because that's the frequency at which they speak and talk. So if you're in the fear mode and feeling all this betrayed and all that fear, then it's so noisy we can't hear the whispers of love from above. But when you raise your vibration, you can hear them pretty clearly. All right, let me just shuffle one more time here. All right. So what do you want our Taurians to know about their emotional adventure during the month of January? Okay, let's do. We've got the Sun of Cups, which would be the Knight of Cups. This is movement and emotions. This is the Holy Grail, the golden chalice, that beautiful energy that's vibrating in there. That is the essence of who we are. It's the unconditional love energy of who we are. That's the love from the Creator, right? So this is definitely about connecting to that beautiful and taking action and allow that movement of emotion, moving from one way of feeling to another. And then you have, the Four of Cups. So these normally it'll show like these 3 cups, and then you're being handed this Holy Grail. And here's that moon again. So these 3 cups are the cups that are not satisfying you. Those would be relationships on the outside of you, whether it's romantic, friends, family, work, whatever. Situations like jobs and education that were supposed to make you feel fulfilled, your body, your possessions, your finances, those things, but they leave you feeling empty compared to when you have that Ace of Cups. When you're given this living, delicious, beautiful waters, it allows you to see all those things that are no longer fulfilling you, and they didn't fulfill you, and it's taking you into this new place, this new that's like the spark of this new passion, what you wanted to head to, what you're wanting to do. So it's a beautiful card to have, because you're being offered this opportunity to feel this wholeness and this completeness in your life too, this happiness in every area of your life, because you'll find it from within. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Priestess of Light Oracle. These can represent more information on your emotional adventure, but since it's the last card, we're also going to allow it to be a wild card. And then, so whatever the creator wants you to know, your final message for the month of January, for this reading anyway. So what's your final message? Okay. And you got the angelic assistance. Just like we were talking about, and divine guidance, loving support. So there we go. Exactly what I was talking about, right? And let me just see here, number 6. Says, this tender-hearted, smiling angel brings you a message of encouragement and support. Heavenly light emanates from her heart and her hands, and the brilliance of divine consciousness shines down from above to the top of her head. This vibrating resonance of healing and loving power is all around you, brought by the angels who long to assist you in every area of your life. If you've never turned to the angels before, now is the time to start. They are a very real presence in the world, and they can exert a significant influence on your life. If you have a problem that needs resolving or a project that needs some inspiration, the angels can help you there. Whether you're working on a physical issue or a difficult relationship, the angels bring clarity and healing. So stop resisting and open up to their very real power. Invite them to walk with you through your day. Ask for their guidance, their energy, and joyous resolutions. Then let yourself stop and take a moment to receive. You'll be amazed by the healing, peace, and inspiration that comes your way. The affirmation for this card is, my life is filled with angelic power. I ask for their assistance and open up to their healing love. Boom shakalaka. And what's great is that, that whole posse on the other side, they're already working on things in our life that we asked them for us to experience before we came down here. We made all those agreements on what they were, these fated events we wanted to experience. And they honor our free will. They honor our, power of choice. And so they don't meddle in our life unless we ask. And it's just simply asking them, even each day, as soon as you can remember, to say, hey, of my own free will, I invite you to come into my life and meddle with it. Bring me those experiences that are going to bring me the highest, unconditional love and the highest experiences for me. And show me signs, give me answers, please. And they are like just waiting for you to say that. It's almost like when you ask me, hey, do you mind if you're like, yes, what do you want? We don't care, whatever it is, just ask. And so, sometimes like those things that we asked them before we came down here to do or to withhold from us, sometimes we're like, no matter how much I beg, do not tell me this, because I need to be in that space of not knowingness for this period of time. But as soon as that time's up, tell me, so just know that sometimes that happens too. But I am loving this for you. this big transformative energy that's coming in to help you feel more safe and feel more secure in who you are in your life. So I love this for you. Well, I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do weekly energy updates for each of the elements, like fire signs, earth signs, etc. Also do like new moon, full moon readings, and a variety of other readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And then when that pops up, just click on it and it'll take you to your settings and just choose to be notified immediately. It's pretty easy. Also, if you are enjoying these readings, if you don't mind giving me like a thumbs up and hitting that like button, because that helps the YouTube algorithm share the videos with others. So if you do want to help spread the love and spread the messages, if you feel so inclined, just give me a beautiful like, and I definitely appreciate that. All right, well, just know as you're going throughout this month and every second of every day that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care.